Y'all, I got a story for you. Now, this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right here and tell you how I became the mom of a prince called Azriel. Hey guys. Hi, Azriel. Hey y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, what are we on? Video 3. And I just want to say thank you so much for the love so far from everyone that's watched, small but mighty army. And I'm super grateful for just everything thus far. So keep rocking with me. Content's going to get better and the journey is only just beginning. So yeah, today is my story about first trimester, how I found out I was pregnant, all of that. So if you're interested, just keep watching and let's do it. I'm cringy, eh? Honestly, and seriously, I'm cringy. So if you hear Azriel in the background, we're filming again today, and Azriel wanted to join me. And if you're wondering why I'm filming with Azriel for the second time in a row, it's just easier because Azriel's kind of attached to me right now. So it's like, just keep him there. If he sees me, he's happy right now. So that's what's up. And as I was making the intro, he was actually laughing at me and to make me even feel more cringy. So yeah, birth story, or I guess first part of the journey of finding out I was pregnant. So Azriel is our rainbow baby. I had a miscarriage in 2023 in July. Yeah, pretty sad event. If you've been through a miscarriage before, my condolences. My heart goes out to you. It definitely was a rough time, but my faith, our faith, Azriel's dad and I, our faith never weaned from God. We were just thinking, okay, it's just not the right time. But God, has given us a light to say, hey, it's possible. Because truth be told, before this, I personally, never thought I would actually have a child for 2 reasons. One, I didn't actually think I could have kids. I don't know. I just had this crazy idea in my head. Don't ask me where it came from, but it was just in my head. And then the other thing was I purposely made sure that I never had kids with someone that I didn't necessarily see in the future for long term. Because as we know, kids are not just, hey, 18 years and done. You have to make sure whomever you have kids with, they are actively in your child's life. They're actually going to guide your child with purpose and God leading them. So for me, it's like the partners that I had in the past, great people, but I just didn't necessarily see them as people that I could necessarily be compatible with long term with a child. So I always made sure that I was never in a position to have kids with them. I mean, that's a different story, but yeah, I decided kind of just not to necessarily test that out. I wanted to make sure whomever I had a child with was the right person, but also someone, if life happened, obviously I'm never planning to be a single mother. If life happened, I knew that that person would be there for my child no matter what. So here comes his dad. Oh yeah? You have more to add to the story? Is that so? You heard the man. You heard the man. All right. I think I'm going to go feed him because he's hungry. Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Be right back. All right, intermission is over. Azrael is actually now with his dad. He didn't want to be a part of this no more. He said, pay me or I'm out. So here we are. Couldn't afford him. Um, Anyways, so I actually have my phone here, and just to make sure that I remember everything that I wrote down, I actually did keep a journal, keepsakes. But also I figured one day that I would have actually opened a YouTube channel. So here we are. So I found out I was pregnant Tuesday, July the 16th at 5:58 p.m. Yep, that was the day that my world completely changed. I actually took about 8 tests to confirm that it was real, because honestly, guys, I was in shock, shook it to the max. So, yeah, I mean, backstory. How do I start this without getting emotional? My grandmother, and if you know me, you know me. My grandmother passed away July 1st, 2024, and she was my world, guys. She was my world, and that completely, when I say completely, broke me. I was shattered, completely shattered. So after that day, I literally I felt lost. I didn't know what to do with myself. Nothing, right? But in the midst of it, I was feeling very, very tired. And I was thinking to myself, I know I'm crying and I know I'm going through this, but the tiredness that I was feeling was just completely abnormal. And I had a girlfriend at my job who kept on saying to me from the literally like very early on from I met her, she was pregnant, and she kept on saying to me, she's like, you are going to be pregnant before I go on maternity leave. And I kept on saying to her, you're crazy, absolutely crazy, because as I said, we had the miscarriage, and I just figured it wasn't God's timing, and when it's his timing, let it be. But I was also going through some things. We were going through some things. So I really just didn't think that the timing was the right timing. But y'all, when God says yes, he means yes. And you can never, ever change that. So here we are. Azrael's definitely a testament to that. Didn't think I was going to get pregnant. I didn't think I was pregnant. No, nothing. So they were feeling tired. Then my boobs, my boobs were tender. And I was kind of like, okay. Wasn't really thinking about it. Didn't actually see my period for like 2 months, but that wasn't something that was completely abnormal to me. So I figured it wasn't nothing. And then, as I said to you, my grandma passed away the 1st. So to me, it was kind of like, well, my period's probably delayed because of the fact that I was under so much stress, right? Sometimes your period comes ahead of time because you're stressed, or sometimes it actually gets delayed. So I figured, hey, it's delayed. Anyways, she died. Figured, nah, just stress. This is what's happening. Then July 16th, I remember, you know what, Sonia, just take the test. Take the damn test. What's the worst that could happen? Just to kind of get it out of your head. Because the night before, I'm thinking something is off. Changes were about to be made in my life. And I wanted to just kind of confirm if I was pregnant or not before these changes were made. Went to work and was like, okay, all day I'm there. I'm like, should I not? Whatever. Came home. As I said, 5:28. So I finished work at 5. I live maybe 10-15 minutes from work. The most. Came in, went to the washroom, took the test. Bruh, bawled my eyes out. Bawled my eyes out. So found out I was pregnant. Called his dad. His dad was actually pretty excited. For me, it was a lot of mixed emotions because it was you have such a joyous moment that you've been waiting for, but also scared for. But then also, my grandma just passed away. So there was just sadness in the air, but also a lot of guilt. I was kind of like, okay, am I supposed to feel happy about this? And then there was a part of me that was like, wow, my grandma is still with me. Maybe Azrael is her being reincarnated. I don't know. That was kind of like the thoughts in my head. It was just like, okay, she will never get to see Azrael. And I remember my grandma always said to me, please give me a grandkid before I close my eyes. And my grandma, her and I had a special relationship. We spoke every single Sunday. At least for the most part, we try to speak every Sunday. And, after every phone call, she'd always ask me, it's like, when are you going to give me my grandkid before? When are you going to give me my grandkid before I close my eyes? When are you going to give me my grandkid? And I was always like, okay, whenever God says, So it was pretty sad that she wasn't able to see him here, but I know that she's with us, and she'd be proud. She'd really be proud. So that's kind of like the story of Azrael. He definitely came in at a time where God knew I needed him the most, because I was a wreck. And once I found out that I was pregnant, my mindset had to shift. I knew that I was no longer living for me. And I also knew that my grandma wouldn't want me to just be sitting there bawling every single day. So it was a complete shift. And as I said, everything is in God's timing. It's in his perfect timing. So, you never know. You just never know what he has in store for you. And just wait, be patient, and it will happen, guys. It will happen. And I'm a testament to that, As I said, didn't think I could have kids, was also scared to have with the wrong person. And, God gave me when he thought it was right. So I'm happy. Honestly, I keep saying it. Azrael is the biggest blessing I've ever had in my life. And I'm super, super grateful. And I will never stop thanking God for this blessing. So that's my story about Azrael and how he came about. So I don't know. I was pregnant. Oh, y'all, I missed a big thing. So, as I said, July 16th, I found out I was pregnant, right? Didn't know I was pregnant for basically 8 weeks. 8 weeks, I had no idea I was pregnant. And y'all, I was living. I was living before the death of my grandmother. So yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I kind of felt, as I said to you, my boobs are tender and I was extremely fatigued, but I really just didn't think that was anything. But so for almost 8 weeks, didn't know he was in my belly. But yes, I will try to attach some of, should I attach it? We'll see. We'll see if I'll attach the pregnancy, what are they called? Sonograms? Not sonograms. Jesus, mom brain. I will insert the pregnancy photos. I cannot think of that word. Jesus, why? Y'all, put it in the comments. What is the word of the technology? Ultrasound. Oh my gosh, the pregnancy ultrasound. Wow. Y'all, pregnancy does fry your brain, Not during just pregnancy. The afterbirth, postpartum is real when it comes down to that stuff. Anyways, so let's talk about first trimester symptoms. The fatigue. The fatigue is real. I don't know how people do pregnancies, multiple pregnancies, because if you have a toddler or a child actively running around in your life and you are pregnant, first trimester will kick you in the... Sure did to me, because I was tired. I'd go to bed, I'd come in. If I had to make dinner, tried my very best to make dinner, go to bed, wake up still exhausted. I'd be at work because I work in an office, be there sitting there trying to focus, and I'm like dying. Like some days I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'd literally have to get up and walk around because I was going to fall asleep. And it wasn't because the job was dead or anything like that. It would just be because I'm so tired. Next thing, everything tastes sour as if it was rancid. After I found out I was pregnant, so as I said, didn't know I was pregnant for 8 weeks. Then at about 9 weeks or so, that's when these symptoms really start kicking in. When I would eat food, I'd be like, this tastes nasty, nasty. You know the smell of vomit? That's what it tasted like. It wasn't pleasant. So I was not about eating. I really did not enjoy food for the first trimester. And everything stunk. Like, I have a dog and oh my gosh, she's not a dog that stinks because I make sure I bathe her all the time, at least pre-pregnancy. You know, she would always get her bath at least once a week. And when I tell you, she to me smelled like the most nastiest thing in the world. So that was not good. I have here nausea is a bitch. Wow, can I speak? Nausea. Nausea is a bitch. I was nauseous. I was nauseous all the time. I was just like, ugh, I just didn't feel good at any point. In regards to throwing up, I am very blessed that I'm not one of those people that actually throw up a lot. I would say I actually only threw up once, and I don't even think it necessarily was pregnancy related. I think it was just like I ate something bad and it just didn't agree with my stomach. But for the most part, thank God I did not throw up because that was not cool. I did talk about this, the tender boobs. My boobs were swollen. Okay, so emotions. Let's talk about emotions. I'm emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I'm emotional. But guys, pregnancy emotions, devilish. They bring you on a roller coaster. 1 minute you're low, 1 minute you're high, next minute you're crying, next minute you're laughing. Bruh. Nah, no guys, no ma'am, no. No ma'am, no. Those emotions were just ridiculous. If you said hey to me, just hey. No attitude, no nothing. Hey, I felt like I was gonna bawl. I literally felt like I was gonna bawl. So no, the pregnancy emotions were just too much. When I would smell the dog, as I said, I did not like how she smelled. But one thing I would say is that my feelings towards her changed. Everybody knows me. Layla Bananas. I call her Layla Bananas because she's actually bananas. She's psycho. I started feeling love. Not the love I had before for her. It was a different kind of love. It was much stronger, and it was just, you know, I just felt like, oh my gosh, I love this dog. So my emotions again, emotions. But another thing is, y'all, she kept on smelling my belly. And I remember the day my grandmother died and I found out, Layla was in here with me and she was on the bed and she was on my belly. And that was a thing leading up to even before I found out she was pregnant. My grandma passed away. Excuse me. She'd be on my belly all the time. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. Didn't really think anything of it, but it was something new for her. And I remember acknowledging it, but I was kind of like, okay, all right, new behavior. I guess she just likes my belly, you know? But that was something, they do say that dogs can sense pregnancy before you can. And I truly believe that Layla actually knew that I was pregnant before I even found out. And TMI, y'all, the gas was real. Wasn't necessarily from the bottom half, but I definitely was gassy. I kept on burping a lot more. But I was definitely super gassy. And my skin, I felt like a fish. I mean, I am Pisces, but y'all, real definition of Pisces, I felt like a fish, man. My skin was super dry and it flaky, and even my scalp, even today, it still hasn't fully recovered, especially my scalp. Oh, and we're going to talk about edges in a later episode because he took that from me. But yeah, just to kind of summarize the first trimester, I was fatigued. Everything was tasting off, you know, the smell. Nope, I was nauseous. Boobs were swollen. Definitely more emotional. My dog knew before me, and I became a lot more sentimental towards her. The gas was real, and the dryness was real, which led to a lot of itchiness. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my first trimester and just kind of like how I found out I was pregnant. It was an emotional one, but I'm happy, and he is the light of my world. And if you are on your journey, whether it's your first, second, third, who cares how many kids you got? You know, motherhood is a beautiful thing. So congrats, and you got this. Trust me, first trimester, ain't for the faint, ain't for the weak. Is not for the weak, but if you can survive this, you're good. I will say the second trimester got better. Third trimester, also a demon, but you know, not as bad. So yeah, thank you for watching. My next video, I guess, I don't know actually what I'm going to put out. I might just keep on doing the series of the trimesters, or maybe a vlog. I am actually going to the farmer's market next week with one of my girlfriends, so I'll take you guys along with me for that. And I have a couple of errands to run this week, so maybe I'll take you guys with me. But yeah, I do want to keep doing the journey of you know, the trimesters and my birth story. That one's for the books. That's definitely for the books. But yeah, thanks guys. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Watch the entire goddamn video, guys. I want to make money. Joking. Am I though? But yeah, I did hear that people need to watch the whole video really to capitalize on YouTube. But yeah, thank you for rocking with me. Honestly, have a good day. Bye, y'all. Peace. Pepperoo, say hi. Say hi, Pepperoo. Say hello. Hey, baby. Yeah. You happy? Now that you're part of the camera? You want to tell them your story about how you came? How you came here? Yes, my baby? Camera's right here, my love. Pepperoo, look there. There you go. Say hi. Say hi. I'm Azriel, and I'm 3 months old. This is Azriel, guys. I don't know what he's staring at down there. Oh, you're looking at the mic. You're looking at the bar. Anyways, bye. Say bye. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Oh, now you want to look up there? Say hi. Say hello, everyone. Say, I'm Azriel. Okay, baby. Let's go. You ready to go to your papa? You ready to go to your papa? Because I got to film. I got to film. Mama's got to film. I got to film. Hey.